Welcome to the Financial News Network. I'm Chuck Pierce. With the recent op-ed article by former Goldman Sachs executive Greg Smith, many companies are worried about investment banks' power over their clients. With me to discuss how the client can gain the upper hand is Jonathan Cunningham, a founder partner of Aequitas Advisors. Thanks for being with us. Aequitas. I'm sorry.
No
Aequitas.
problem. No problem.
So the first question is the Goldman Sachs op-ed piece by Greg Smith.
Yep.
When you first read it, what was your reaction?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I was traveling that day and really got a chance to read it the next morning after seeing some of the fervor over it and hearing about the fervor over it. And when I read it, I didn't really understand what all the excitement was. I didn't see a lot in there that was new. If you've watched sort of from 2008 on, the way that banks have presented themselves, both overtly to Congress in the description of the way they conduct their business, they are a for-profit industry. Some of the colloquialisms in reference to clients I thought were made for good reading, made for good press, and I hope makes for good business for us because that's what our business is founded on. That is, clients who are going to engage investment banks, which investment banks do a lot of things very well. But they need to know that they're also engaging with an entity that's looking to maximize profits too, which may mean at times that the client's best interests may not be tantamount.
All right. So your company, Aequitas Advisors,
Yep.
They do something involves these investment banks. You
Right.
were sort of a middleman or a ringer to help clients,
Yep.
gain the upper hand or be able to not.
If you're rolling in the Rocky music right now, that's good. Yeah, I mean, the answer is yes. I don't know that we look at ourselves as ringers. We do think of ourselves as trying to level the playing field, though. Our profile of our typical company is small to mid cap, $2 billion, $3 billion market cap and below, with some focus on private companies as well. And the idea being that for the most part, those companies are very good at conducting their business. What they might not be as good at is accessing capital markets, mainly because they don't do it a lot. And what they could really use is somebody that a group, a couple of people that are very good at capital markets. That's what I've done my whole life on the bank side. So I'm bringing bank side experience to the corporate customer, to the corporate issuer. And we're there to help them push back and maintain some leverage against the banks so that in the end they end up with the type of execution, the quality of execution that they should have. And we believe that whether you want to put the term ringer on it or whatever, that's fine. But that they're definitely level the playing field and lower the issuer's overall cost of capital by allowing them to go into the process much more informed and in control of it.
All right, and I guess the final question is this op-ed article.
Yep.
Because of it, have you seen any, ramp up in business for people coming to you for advice? And in that sense, what do you see your company going into the future?
Well, I mean, the op-ed piece provided us an opportunity. It was just last week, so it provided us an opportunity to really get out to clients again on a marketing effort and say to them, listen, this is in part what we're talking about. We believe, and we're not here to disparage investment banks. We believe they're highly capable of good work. What I would say is that they're a lot like children. They do much better work when they're watched, and we provide that level of supervision, if you will, as an analogy, on behalf of our client. We don't work in front of our client. We work behind our client. So it's the CFO and CEO's job to manage the relationship with their banks. We sit behind them and help them ask the right questions and challenge aspects of what they're being told so that they're getting the right answer. We help them manage their syndicate group so that every syndicate member is working at all times for the benefit of the company. I think that's probably the number one area that at the end of the day the issuers least served, and that is they pick their lead manager. The lead manager, in most cases, says to the co-managers, stand back, sit down, wait for your check. I'm going to do the work. And my feeling, whether you're an IPO candidate, a tech company being hired by Morgan Stanley, which is, every tech company wants to have Morgan Stanley lead their deal, and they throw, you name it, J.P. Morgan or Barclays or whoever else on the cover. The difficulty with that is that they're all accessing many times the same customer base, and every IPO wants to have, or every company wants to have a Fidelity or a Wellington or a Janus Group in the case of technology be their investor. What you want to avoid is having them price your deal, and so our one of the things that we very much encourage is that you create a syndicate base that reaches out beyond just the top 50 investors, so that you can dilute the pricing power of any one, and then therefore achieve kind of the price range that you were told that you were going to get before you even access the market, and that success is won well before you ever make a call to any customer. It's in how you structure your process, and that's what we try to help our clients do.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Jonathan, and
Chuck,
thanks for
it was
being
a pleasure.
with us.
Thank you.
All right. And for more on this interview and insight and the latest financial news, keep it right here to the Financial News Network.